చూడమ్మ రిగ్రెషన్ వచ్చిన కల్లా ఏంటంటే చూడండి రిగ్రెషన్ విల్ బి డిఫైన్డ్ యాజ్ చూడండి రిగ్రెషన్ ఎలా డిఫైన్ చేయొచ్చు అంటే రిగ్రెషన్ విల్ బి డిఫైన్డ్ యాజ్ ది డేటా. మనం ఏదైతే రిగ్రెషన్ తీసుకున్నాం రిగ్రెషన్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఏంటి రిగ్రెషన్ విల్ బి డిఫైన్డ్ యాజ్ చూడండి ఈ టాపిక్ ఒకటి ప్రీవియస్ టైం మిగిలింది అందుకోసం ఇప్పుడు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. మిగిలిన అందరిని కూడా జాయిన్ కమించండి. రిగ్రెషన్ మీన్స్ రిగ్రెషన్ కెన్ బి డిఫైన్డ్ యాజ్ చూడండి రిగ్రెషన్ కెన్ బి మీన్స్ ది మూవింగ్ ది బ్యాక్వర్డ్ ఆఫ్ ది డేటా. మూవింగ్ ది బ్యాక్వర్డ్ ఆఫ్ ది డేటా. ఏదైనా డేటా తీసుకుంటే డేటాకి ఏమవుతుందంటే రిగ్రెషన్ మీన్స్ moving the backward of the regression means moving backward and moving the backward ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఏంటంటే the term was first find out by the Sir Francis Galton. Scientist name is Sir Francis Galton in 1877. So in 1877 regression means the moving the backward of the data. Moving the backward of the data and the term was first used by the Sir Francis Galton. Sir Francis Galton a scientist ఈ టర్మ్ ను ఫస్ట్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేశాడండి. ఏ టర్మ్ రిగ్రెషన్ అండి. చూడండి next regression means moving the backward means the data maybe comes from the backward of the data. For example regression analysis can be study of a heights of the fathers and the sons. అంటే ఏంటి the regression analysis mainly for studying of the heights of the father and sons or heights of a wife and husband and heights of a wife and husband. Heights of a wife and husband. These are the examples of a regression analysis. Regression analysis means moving the backward of the data. The regression analysis term was first used by the Sir Francis Galton in 1877. Next mark ఏంటంటే tall fathers have the tall sons. Tall fathers have the tall sons and the small fathers has the small sons. And then tall fathers have the tall sons and small father has the small son sign. And for example tall father has the tall sons and small father small height of the fathers has a tall fathers have the height of the tall of the father has the height of the sons. Tall of the sons and the height of the small fathers will be has a small son sign. Regression means returning back into the average value. Next another meaning is regression means returning back to the average value. Average value may be finding out. And regression means returning back into the average value. Average value should be finding out the data. Returning back to the average value. Returning back to the average value. So regression means the study of a. So regression means the study of a heights and fathers and tall fathers have the tall sons. Small fathers have the small sons. And regression analysis is regression means returning back to the average value. Regression means returning back to the average value. That may be regression will be returning to the average value. They should be returned. Regression analysis is a mathematical relationship between the two or the more variables. ఈ regression analysis ఏం చేస్తుందంటే regression analysis is a mathematical relationship between తీసుకుంటే two or the more variables. Mathematical relationship between the two or the more variables మధ్య ఉండే రిలేషన్షిప్ ను ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయడానికి regression analysis యూజ్ చేస్తాం. Regression analysis is a method of a mathematical method of a relationship between the two or the more variables తీసుకుంటది. Next types of a regression analysis. What are the different types of a regression analysis is a mathematical method of a regression analysis is a mathematical method of a regression analysis is a mathematical method of a two or the more variables. Regression analysis is a mathematical measure of a ఈ mathematical method and regression analysis అనేది ఏంటంటే mathematical method of a two or the more variables తీసుకుంటుంది. Types of a regression. Sir మరి what are the different types of a regression means? Sir అంటే చూడండి regression analysis is a mathematical method for the two or the more variables. For example, two or the more variables ఉంటాయి. Two or more variables మధ్య ఉండే రిలేషన్షిప్ ని ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయడానికి చూడండి, regression analysis is a mathematical method for relationship between the two or the more variables. Next, mainly there are the what are the different types of regression analysis? And there are the four types of a regression lines. There are the four different types of a regression of the lines. And the first one is for children. First one is for what are the different types of regression lines means. First one is for they should be using for the children. What are different types of regression lines? There are the five different types of a regression. Regression ఏంటంటే there are the five different types of a regression. Regression, so the first one is for children. First one is for simple regression. First one is for simple regression. Next, second one is for children. First one is for simple regression. Second one is for simple regression. Second one is for simple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Third one is for non-linear regression. Fourth one is for linear regression. There are the four different types of a regression of the analysis. So what are the different types of a regression analysis? And there are the four different types of a regression analysis. And first one is for single regression, simple regression. First one is for simple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. First one is for simple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Simple regression, multiple regression, and the non-linear regression and the linear regression. There are the four different types of a regression types. First one is for simple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Third one is for non-linear regression. Fourth one is for linear regression. There are the four different types of a regression types, and there are the four different types of a regression types. And first one is for simple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Third one is for non-linear regression. Fourth one is for linear regression. First, simple regression means simple regression means that what is a mean by the simple regression? Sir, ante the simple regression means that the regression analysis is the regression analysis will be depending upon the regression analysis will be depends upon the studies only for the two correlated variables at a time is called it as a simple regression. Simple regression means the regression analysis is studies only. The regression analysis is studies only for the regression analysis is studies only for the only two correlated variables. Only that may be depending upon only for the two correlated variables at a time is called it as a simple regression. Only for the two correlated variables, studying for the two correlated variables, studying at the time is called it as a simple regression. Simple regression. Simple regression means the study of the regression analysis studies only about the two correlated variables. Correlation means one variable may be depending upon the another variable. Call it as a correlation. Correlation analysis is a studies only the x and y two variables. Only for the regression analysis is studies only about the two correlated variables. Two correlated variables at a time is called it as a simple regression. Two correlated variables at a time is called it as a simple regression. First definition. Only studying of a two correlated variables. More than the two correlated variables, that is called it as a multiple regression. Multiple regression means the regression analysis studying the more than the two variables at a time. The regression analysis studying the more than the two variables at a time. More than the two variables at a time is called it as a multiple regression. The regression analysis is studying the more than the two variables. More than the two variables at a time is called. More than the two variables at a time is called it as a multiple regression. Simple regression means that the regression analysis is studies only about the two correlated variables. Only two correlated variables మాత్రమే study చేస్తే, that is only for the two correlated variables are studies only at a time is called it as a simple regression. Multiple regression means that the regression analysis studies about the more than the two variables at a time. The regression analysis studies about the more than the two correlated variables at a time. More than the two correlated variables at a time. Two variables at a time. Call it as a multiple regression. Next, third one is nonlinear regression. Sir, what is meant by the nonlinear regression, children? What is meant by the nonlinear regression? In a nonlinear regression, the curve of the regression is not a. In a nonlinear regression, in a nonlinear regression, the curve of the regression is not a straight line. In a nonlinear regression ఏమవుతుందంటే the regression equation, the curve of the regression is not a straight line, then the regression is called it as a nonlinear regression. అంటే ఏంటంటే what is meant by nonlinear regression? The curve of the regression is not a curve ఏదైతే తీసుకున్నాం, the curve of the regression is not a straight line. They should not be forming with, call it as a nonlinear regression. Next, fourth one is linear regression. Linear regression means the curve of the regression is a straight line, then the regression is called it as a linear regression. These four are the different types methods are to be studied in the whiteboard. And whiteboard లో ఏంటంటే first one is for simple regression. Simple regression means the regression analysis is only based upon the two variables. The regression analysis will be studying only for the two correlated variables. Two variables gurinchi the regression analysis can be studies only about the two correlated variables at a time is called it as a simple regression. Second one is for multiple regression. Multiple regression means the regression analysis is studying about the more than two variables at a time. More than two variables at a time is called it as a multiple regression. Next one is third one is for non-linear regression. Non-linear regression. Non-linear regression. Non-linear regression means third one is for non-linear regression. Non-linear regression means non-linear regression. Non-linear regression means that the curve of the regression is not a straight line. A curve అనేది ఏం కాకూడదంటే the curve of the regression is not a straight line కాకూడదండి. Straight line కాకుండా ఉంటే the curve of the regression is not a regression is not a straight line. Regression యొక్క కర్వ్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏంటి స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ కాకుండా ఉంటే that is called it as a non-linear regression. Next, fourth one is linear regression. Linear regression means the curve of the regression is a straight line. మనం ఏదైతే కర్వ్ తీసుకుంటున్నామో చూడండి, when we can doing the curve of the regression is a straight line. The curve of the regression is a straight line is called it as a linear regression. Non-linear regression means the curve of the regression is not a straight line. These are the 4 different types of a regression analysis. Next concept is, when we study about the next concept is, what are the equations, regression equations from the x to y and the, so what are the regression equations from the x to y and the y to x? What are the regression equations from the x to y and y to the x? So what are the regression equations from the x to y and the y to x? And what are the regression equations from the x to y and the y to x? And so on. What are different types of a equations from the x to y and the y to x and so on. In this means that we should be using for what are different types of a student. Next one is, what are the regression equations concept? What are the and you are learning from the what are different types of a regression of the equations. First definition, regression means moving the backward of the data. Moving the backward of regression analysis is only for the study of the height of the father and the sons. Study of the father of the heights and the sons, they should be having the relationship between the 2 variables. That is called it as a regression. There are 4 different types of regressions. Next concept is, what are the regression equations? Regression equation means, the regression equations are there are the both are the 2 types. First one is for regression x on the y. First one is for the regression x on the y end. First one is for regression x on the y end. Regression x on the y end. Regression x on the y end. Second equation is regression is y on the x. First equation is regression x on the y. Second equation is regression y on the x and so on. In this level, so first equation is regression x on the y. Regression equation on the x on the y variable will be defined by the regression equation x and y will be defined by the equation equal to, when we can define by the x and y కాబట్టి first we can defining with the x minus x bar into x minus x bar into equal to b of x on y into y minus y bar, b of x on y comma y minus y bar. In this equation is, first we can defining with the data. First we can defining with the data. We should be using for the x minus x bar in equal to x minus x bar equal to b on x of y into y minus y bar. B of x on y into y minus y bar will be defined. Next, here x minus x bar equal to b of x comma y into y minus y bar. Here the x bar and y bar are the arithmetic means. Here the x bar and y bar are the arithmetic means. And here x bar and the y bar are the arithmetic mean. The equation b of the x on y and b of x on y equation is will be defined by the, you should be using sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma y minus y bar of the whole square. Here, here the x comma y is a variable, x comma y bar are the variable means of the data, and the b of xy is a product of x and y variables. In this equation should be written in the whiteboard of the system. Whiteboard మీద ఏ విధంగా రాయాలి సార్ అంటే చూడండి. The regression equation on first case, case 1, the regression equation on x and y equation will be defined by the regression equation on the x and y can be defined by the regression equation x and y can be defined by the ఎలా చెప్పొచ్చు first equation ఇచ్చండి x minus x bar case 1 and c1 మీకు case 1 x minus x bar equal to b of x on y, b of x comma y, x y and అంటే ఏంటి x on y meaning అండి ఇది x అది y అండి. The regression equation x minus x bar into b of x on y into y minus y bar into y minus y bar. And here the x bar and y bar are the, here the x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic means of x observations and the y observations. How to should we find out the regression equation from the x on the y? X on y should be x on the y should be finding out by the x minus x bar equal to b of x on y into y minus y bar. B of x on y into y minus y bar. Here we can be finding out what is the value of the b of x comma y. Here x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean. Here x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean. Here b of x on y will be defined by the b of x on y will be defined by the formula equal to product of a x and y variables. Sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma y minus y bar of the whole square. In this equation, it should be substitute of the equation that will be gives the x on y regression equation of the x on y should be finding out. Here the first equation is case 1. Here the case 1 regression regression on x on y. Regression on the x on y. Here the regression equation on the x on y will be defined. X on y regression equation, x on y can be defined as follows. X on y will be defined by the first equation is x minus x bar into b of b is one of the constant that will be defined the constant b of the x comma y into y minus y bar. That is the first equation. Here we should not know about the value of the b of xy. We should be finding out the value of the b of xy. B of xy will be defined by the formula. Next, they should be defining with the another formula. The formula may be having the b of x and y should be defining with the another formula equal to x minus x bar equal to b of x on y into y minus y bar. B of x on y into y minus y bar. Case 1 regression equation x on y equal to x minus x bar into b of x on y into y minus y bar. Here we can be finding out what is the value of the b of x on y. B of x on y should be defined by the another formula. The formula for the b of x on y equal to b of x on y equal to defined by the b of x on y equal to defined by the formula equal to b of x on y equal to defined by the formula equal to b of x on y will be defined by another formula equal to product of a x comma y terms sigma of the x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma y minus y bar of the whole square. Y minus y bar of the whole square should be defined by the term. In this is it is a final formula. Y minus y bar by whole square. The b of x on y equal to y minus y bar of whole square. That is a formula for the b of x on y. Here the x bar and the y bar are the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean of a x comma y series. Here x comma y are the arithmetic mean of a x comma y of the two variables. Here x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean of a two variables. Two variables arithmetic mean. So here the x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean of a two variables. And two variables arithmetic mean. And the arithmetic mean the x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean of a two variables. The arithmetic mean of the two variables x bar and y bar are the arithmetic mean of the two variables. Next, what will be defined by the what are the different terms in this equation? The different terms in this equation is here the x bar and y bar. Here x comma y means are the two of the variables. Here the x comma y are the variables will be defined. Here x comma y are called it as a variables. Here x comma y are called it variables. Here x comma y are called it as a variables. X comma y are the here x comma y are the two variables. X comma y are the variables will be defined. Next, x comma y are the variables. Next one is for here the x comma y are the variables will be defined. And next one is for what is the meant by children. Here the x comma y are the variables. What is the b of x comma y? Children, b of x comma y is the children product of a x and the y, product of a x and y of the two variables. Here it is a case one of a x and y. Next, second equation is case 2. Case 2 will be defined by the regression equation on y on x and regression equation on the y on x. Regression equation on the y on x. Y variable maybe should be defining with the x and the regression equation on the y on x will be defined by the defined in the x minus x bar చెప్పాం కాబట్టి y తో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను ఫస్ట్ y తో స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుంది y minus y bar equal to b of xy b of xy కాదండి ఎలా రాయాలి b of yx అంటే we should be defining the y on x కాబట్టి y minus y bar equal to b of yx into b of yx into x minus x bar x minus x bar x minus x bar and x minus x bar and here the second case is regression equation on the y on x equal to defined by the y minus y bar equal to y minus y bar equal to b of yx into x minus x bar. Y minus y bar equal to y minus y bar equal to will be defined by the y minus y bar equal to b of yx into b of yx into x minus x bar. B of yx will be defined by the formula equal to sigma. B of yx will be defined by the formula equal to b of yx equal to b of yx will be defined by the formula equal to sigma of the x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma of the x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma. What is the term? Sigma of the x minus x bar of the whole square. X minus x bar of the whole square. These are the two equations for the student. Next equation they should be written in the y on x. Y on x equation should be case 2 and a y on x should be defined by y on x and y on x will be defined by the two equations and first equation is y on x. The regression equation on the y on x will be defined by the case 2 and case 2 will be defined by the what will be the having the data మనం ఏదైతే case 2 తీసుకున్నాం case 2 మొత్తం కూడా ఏమవుతుంది చూడండి the regression equation y on x will be defined by the regression equation y on x will be defined as the first we can written into the y minus y bar equal to b of y on x into x minus x bar. First written equation should be written into the b of y minus y bar equal to b of y on x into x minus x bar. B of y of x equal to product of a x and y, x minus x bar into x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma x minus x bar of the whole square. Here it is equation for the y on the x, regression equation on the these two equations are the y on the x and first one is for first case is there are the two equations for you will be defining with the data. First case is first equation should be written in the reverse. That should be written on the second one. Case 1 equal to regression x on y will be defined by the regression equation x on y equal defined by x to start on the first we can return into the x minus x bar into b of x on y కాబట్టి రాసేటప్పుడు టర్మ్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం x on y అని రాస్తాం. First we can return in the చూడండి b of x minus x bar into b of x comma y into y minus y bar. What is the term mean by the b of x on y? చూడండి b of x on y equal to regression equation b of the x on y equal to will be defined by the చూడండి will be defined by the we can return into the sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by చూడండి sigma y minus y bar of the whole square. These are the two equations for the regression equation on x on the y. Next, case 2. What is it? Case 2 equal to regression equation on y on x. Regression equation on the y on x. Y on x kabatti first variable y kabatti what we should be defined regression equation on the y on x will be defined by the student. Regression equation on y on x will be defined by the data. Y on x will be defined by the data. They should be using first equation is regression equation y on x. Y on x will be defined by the regression equation y on x will be defined by the ఎలా define చేయొచ్చు first they should be starting with the y variable కాబట్టి first we can return into the y minus y bar into first we should be return into the y minus y bar equal to y minus y bar equal to y minus y bar into b of y on x b of y on x into x minus x bar y minus y bar equal to b of yx into x minus x bar. So an equation. Next, b of y on x will be defined by the data. Student, the meant by the b of y of on the x. So what is it meant by the b of y on the x? B of y of x will be defined by the data. Student, b of y of on the x y of x will be defined by the data equal to. Student, b of y of x equal to defined by the sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma x minus x bar of the whole square. Here the formula should be defined by the b of y on x equal to defined by the children. B of y on x will be defined by the sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar by square into sigma of the x minus x bar of the whole square will be defined. Sigma of the x minus x bar whole square will be defined by the data. That is a call it as a here it is call it as here it is a call it as a b of y on x. B of y on x will be defined by the following data. The equation will be defined by the y on x will be defined by the data equal to children. B of sigma of the x minus x bar into y minus y bar by sigma of the x minus x bar of the whole square. These are the here the two equations will be defining with the data. Next one is here the regression equation on x on y. Second one equal to regression equations on y on the x. The both formulas we can define. What is the what is the next of the problem? What is the problem of the data? Suppose that they here the same answer. Here x and y are the two variables. X bar y are the arithmetic mean of a x comma y series. X bar and y bar are the arithmetic series. Arithmetic mean of a x comma y series. Arithmetic mean of a x comma y series. So rendu kuda entante arithmetic mean of a x comma y of the series. So rendu kuda entante arithmetic mean of a x comma y of the series anchandi. Here the x comma y of a arithmetic series. Here the arithmetic series x comma y of a arithmetic series. ఈ arithmetic series అన్ని కూడా ఏమేమి డిఫైన్ చేస్తుందంటే నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఫర్ చూడండి నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఫాలోయింగ్ డేటా చూడండి ఫ్రమ్ ది ఫాలోయింగ్ డేటా చూడండి from the following data. So here the problem is from the following data given below, calculate the two regression equations by taking the by taking two regression equations, by taking the deviation form. Consider the problem of A given the data below. Following the two regression equations by taking the deviation of from the given below, and calculate on the actual mean of the two variables. Find the actual mean of the two variables. అంటే ఏంటి? Should be finding out the regression equation x on y and the regression equation on the y on x రెండింటిని కూడా కనుక్కోమన్నాడు. Here the x variable should be taking as the 6, 2, 10, 4, 8. There are the 5 variables in the x variable, x యొక్క variable. There are the 5 variables. 5 variables are the one is for 6, another one is for 2, next one is for 10, next one is for 4, next one is for 8. Y variable will be defined by the 9. Y variable can be defined by the 9, 11, 5, 8, 7. How to should we solve this problem? Here this problem is how to should be solving this problem. First we can finding out the here the given problem is they should be giving of the problem is student. First case 1 equal to, we can write the two equations on this problem. First problem, there are the x and y variables is there. Here the problem is calculate the two regression equations of the following data of the deviation from the data. And x on y and y on x. So x on y and the y on x, we should be finding out the following of the data. X on y and the y on x will be finding out the data. మనం ఏదైతే ఉందో చూడండి, x on y and the y on x, x on y and the x on y, they should be finding out the data. మనం ఏదైతే ఉందో చూడండి, x on y and the y on x will be finding out the data. చూడండి, here the x on y and the y on x. Here the x equal to, we can take it as the 6, 6, 2, 10, 4, 8 will be taken. Next y equal to 9, 11, 5,